Hey everybody, I'm Nolan. I'm a real estate investor, and in today's video I'm going to show you exactly how much I've made with my net worth and my cash flow in just 1 year of investing in buy and hold real estate. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button and subscribing to this channel, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps me get the message out about investing and how you can change the trajectory of your life by investing in buy and hold real estate. As of right now, I own 19 rental units, 17 of those are in multifamily, and 2 of those are single family housing. My first rental property was bought in December of 2020. It was a triplex and the purchase price was $122,500. We spent about $55,000 renovating the property, and then we rented each unit out at market price. Once we had it renovated and rented out, we had it refinanced. When it appraised for $242,000, which is incredible because we had $122,500 in the purchase price. We had about $55,000 in the renovation, so to have that appraisal value was incredible. We pulled 70% of that appraisal value out, which was about $169,000, which covered the purchase price, it covered the renovations, and it covered all the fees and closing costs. So when we were done with it, it was a perfect BRRRR. We didn't have any money left in the deal. And if you're not familiar with the BRRRR process, it's buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. So now we've got $169,000 of debt on that property. That gives us a monthly mortgage payment of about $1,340 a month, but it brings in gross rent $2,700 a month. So that's a monthly profit of $1,360 cash flow. Now we do set aside money for expenses and repairs and all that kind of stuff, but our net every month is about $1,360. Now remember, we left 30% of the value in the property because we only refied 70% out. So we left in $73,000 in that property. So that's a $73,000 increase to my net wealth in one property. So from when we finished that refi in April till now, we've got 8 months of appreciation. So in this market, that means our property has appreciated from about $242 to about $280. So that means add $38,000 to our net wealth. So from that one deal, we've increased our net worth about $111,000 in one deal. So the next property we did was a single family house with owner financing that we got for $240. Now we didn't really do anything to that one. My brother moved into that house as soon as he moved back from Wyoming with his family. So we didn't really do anything with that, and we knew that that wouldn't be a big value add until they were moved out. We were able to fix things up and rent it out. But as it stands, we've got $240 in it, and if we had it appraised right now, it'd probably be about $255. So that's a $15,000 increase to our net worth just from appreciation, just from that one house, from doing nothing. So the next property was a single family house that was a part of a bigger deal. So we got a single family house and we got a 14 unit apartment building for $625. Now I knew that we'd be fixing the house up first and refinancing that and all that kind of good stuff. So we had it closed in 2 separate transactions. The house transaction for the single family house that we fixed up was $25,000, and the apartments we closed at $600,000. So for the single family house, we bought it for $25,000. We put about $80,000 worth of rehab into that property, and we pulled in the cash out refi, we pulled $145,000. So after pulling $145,000 out of that property would appraise right now. We didn't have to get an appraisal, but that property would appraise right now for about $240. So we've got debt on that single family house for $145,000. The house would appraise for $240, which means that's a $95,000 increase to our net worth from that one single house. Now the mortgage on that house is about $980 per month. The rent coming in for that house is $1,500, so we'll make about $520 before we set aside any money for expenses and repairs and all that kind of good stuff. We'll make $520 per month from that one house, cash flow. So the last and final property of 2021 is a 14 unit apartment building, and it's going to take about $240,000 worth of rehab to get it all fixed up. So we bought that owner financing for $600,000. We're going to end up putting about $240,000 into that rehab, which will cover everything. Exterior, new roof, new parking lots, New countertops, new cabinets, new vanities, new showers, new flooring. Everything in that apartment building will be brand new. So what is a 14-unit apartment building brand new worth? Well, because apartment buildings are considered commercial properties, the valuation is a little bit different. The valuation will depend on how profitable that property is. So we're anticipating fixed up renovated property fully rented out at market values to be worth between $1.2 and $1.4 million. Okay, so let's say that property ends up being a value of $1.2 million. We'll have $490,000 worth of debt. We'll have about $230 worth of renovation costs, which will give us a total all-in of about $720,000. So when those apartments are completely done, they'll be worth, let's say, $1.2 million. We'll still owe about $490,000 to the owner. We'll have about $230,000 worth of renovation costs to pay back. So we'll pull out $720,000, which will leave us $480,000 worth of equity in the property. Yes, you heard that right. $480,000 net worth increase in one property. As if making $480,000 wasn't enough, our debt on $720,000 will be about $7,000 a month. Now, when 14 rental units are fixed up and rented out at market value in our area, we will gross about $14,000 worth of rent every month. That means we will net $7,000 of cash flow each month. That's incredible. So in summary, that's what I've done in 1 year of investing. I didn't have any properties before December of 2020. I didn't know anything about investing in 2019. This has all happened in 1 year. If I can do it, you can do it. So let's recap. If nothing changes with our portfolio, this is what it'll look like in 2022. With the triplex, our net worth would have increased $111,000 with $1,360 worth of cash flow every month. Our first single family property, which we didn't really do much to, will have added $15,000 worth of net worth. The next property, our other single family property, will have increased our net worth $95,000 in 1 year. And that'll also cash flow $520 a month. And then finally with the apartments, our net worth will have increased $480,000 just on that property this year. And don't forget about the $7,000 cash flow from that. So after 1 year of investing, starting in December of 2020, our net worth will have increased $701,000. Yeah, you heard that right. $701,000. And don't forget, all those properties will cash flow $8,800 per month. That's incredible. Now, in conclusion, I don't tell you this to brag or be boastful or anything like that. The reason I'm going through these numbers is because this is a fairly inexperienced investor in 1 year of hustling. If you get out there and hustle, you can do the exact same thing. I promise you. And if you found it helpful, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you next video. Thanks a lot.